As always, a quick preliminary check just to make sure that everything's working up to par. Can everyone hear me? Well, I can hear myself, so I'll take that as a yes. So without further ado, let's start up the stream. Greetings everyone, my name is Zettervel, and welcome back to my live Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this 46th live session, I'll be covering a combination of viewer submit levels and levels that I find online, mostly the former. If you want to submit one of your levels or one level you find interesting, please leave their level IDs in the live chat, either on YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer, as I'm restreaming to all three platforms simultaneously, hence the new chat system. But make sure not to submit more than 2 levels at a time, otherwise I'll start temporarily ignoring your IDs. Plus I will rearrange your second level ID so other people can get their time to shine as well. So I'll be starting off with this stage, Bubbly Bubble Man by QueenMonika, with 19 plays and a score of 5. Alright, welcome to the stream YouTube, Lipatio, Heatman, Philip, Lily, Sound Haxorus, Gustas, Pelinman, Philip, Jedok, Jaden, Eduardo, Pix-El, as well as anyone else who I missed, and all the lurkers too from all sites. I want to see what's up this ladder first. This live stream will last for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, I definitely want base for this. Hey, at least this waterfall is better looking than the original one in Bubble Man stage. That was a lot more distracting, to be honest. And unlike last week, there will be 2 Mega Man Maker streams today. One in the morning, one in the evening. Although the evening one's gonna be shorter, as to be expected. I've been doing pretty well. I swear there's something down there. No, it was just a trick. The evening one will be about 8 PM PDT. Hi Diego. Sure Pix-El, as long as I haven't covered it already. In fact, there's one thing I forgot to show, so let me fix it right now. Here's the list of levels currently on my queue, and all the levels I covered ever during this LP series. If I already covered a level in the LP series via the level history link, please don't resubmit it, as I'll skip over it. That'll be saved for a fan game stream. Tell you what, I may cover it tomorrow. What do you say, Jaden? If I can get it working. Just to make sure I'm getting the correct one, can you send me the link to that Mega Man X Fighting Arena Mugen, so I don't screw up the fan games? One of the harder classic games. As always, because some fan games have similar names, not to mention the different versions. Yeah, I'm ready. Sure. Unless the level is very draining, I should be fine. Thank you, Jaden. Just like the original. A pretty plain stage by QueenMonika starts out. It's vanilla, that's all. Next up is Arms Factory 2 Weaponry Convoy by Heavy Elite, with 11 plays and a score of 3. Your level's been added, Pelinman. That's good to hear, Leonardo. Next up on the fan games list is Official Meme Guy's Mega Man Android Attack 2. It's completely different, I think. Can you submit the link of that other fan game, Jinok? I'd like to cover it as well. I'm gonna be saving up Skullman kills for Halloween, if you're wondering. For Halloween, I'm gonna be playing a bunch of Halloween-themed Mega Man Maker levels, Super Ghosts and Goblins, as well as Skullman kills. Hi, Galaxy Man. I already did so, Gustas. Before you ask, make sure to check the level queue. I posted a link earlier. A level where it's more of a power fantasy, because you can tear through most of everything. At least so far. Philip, I wouldn't say everything I play. I don't play bad stuff all the time. Well, I'm gonna talk about all the stuff I play on stream. On stream, there's a lot more variation. But on stream, the quality of the games runs the gamut. For Mega Man Maker alone, most of the levels I play are just, they hover around okay. But there are a few of them which are decent or almost good, and those are the ones I look forward to the most. In terms of fan games, I see what you mean. Last week, I played Mega Man vs. YouTube, Blue Boy, and Hard at Tree. Blue Boy was just plain old bad. Mega Man vs. YouTube was subpar, some would say bad. I wouldn't disagree with them. And Hard at Tree, so far I feel is decent, although I question some of the design decisions there. Whoops. I wouldn't exactly call it a soft lock because you can die over here. But to summarize my answer to your question, Philip, not really. I don't really play all the horrible stuff back to back. I don't hate myself that much, or that masochistic. That's why I try to balance out the list of fan games and ROM hacks I play. That's why when I get back to ROM hacks, I'll move on to playing some other games before I go back to Mega Man 2. I played enough Mega Man 2 ROM hacks so far. That's also why I balance out the LPs and don't release the LPs in chronological order, otherwise CX would have been done by now. The other reason is due to the amount of editing. That's also why the Rockman R edited LP is not out, because that's going to require so much editing to edit out 200 deaths. Not to mention editing in the translations. Mega Man Paradise is also on my to-playlist, and I apologize for not releasing the fan game list. Both the suggested games list as well as ones I added. I got busy this last week, hence why there hasn't been that many updates. And partly the reason why I missed Thursday. I already finished editing Blue Boy, Philip. That isn't really that difficult. In fact, it's waiting to be published as a one-episode Let's Play. What makes stuff like Rockman CX and especially Mega Man R difficult is because of the enormous number of deaths, over 200, plus all the things I said throughout the LP that some of it may be important, so I have to keep it in. So I have to dig through the whole footage and edit it in that way. But with Blue Boy, it didn't take that long, about 1 hour, and I didn't die as much either. Now, hit the target, hypnotized, or create duplicates of those YouTubers, so Mega Man had to defeat them in order to save YouTuber City, I guess? That ends Arm Factory 2. It was decent. Also of note, I keep calling these stages okay to decent because for my first impressions, I deliberately downvote the quality I'd usually give them for my own ones, so I don't give better impressions. This is the contrast with my earlier times with the channel where I tended to overestimate or overrate levels. It was data. Third up is Weapon Capsule Relay 34 by YouTube Social HD2 with 6 plays and a score of 3. As I repeatedly stated throughout this LP, if you watched enough of it, you know what to expect. But if this is your first time, here's the gist of this level series. Every weapon has 4 to 5 screens dedicated to using it, and every screen has its own background and foreground combinations, and they tend to be rather easy. Yep, Philip, it's a weekly staple by this point. These will probably never end. I wouldn't say no names. Because I recognized half the names. Well, not half, 5 of them. They're probably deleting earlier stages, that's how. It has been for several episodes now, data. Yeah, I recognize it. I'm also thinking of going back and let's playing some of the earlier fan games as a live stream format. Especially as a few of the fan games I played in the past have gotten new updates. For instance, Mega Man Unlimited, the stuff I missed in Mega Man Super Fighting Robot, the Permadeath mode in Mega Pony, and a few other ones. Hey, I honestly would like to... Hey, I don't mind these as breeder levels, especially as there's some rather difficult ones. And I kind of agree with you, Philip. To be fair, they feel like easier tutorial levels. Once you play enough of them, they start to blend in with each other. Yeah, Power Down is also on my playlist. Eventually. There'll be a livestream reserved for it after Android Attack 2. Or the other way, I'll have to think about that. Trying to schedule extra streams is a bit of a headache. Especially because I want to reserve Sunday's second stream for other fan games. Not other fan games, other games. I'm almost done with Forger. At least normal mode, but the combat update hit the game as well, so... I only really get to stuff like Streets of Rogue and 2 particular Metroidvania titles, which have recently released. The pain of only having 4 live streams, 2 of which are the same game. I'm honestly thinking in the future to just have one Mega Man Maker live stream, just one longer one, and save the second live stream in the evening for another game, non-Mega Man related. As the amount of people who visit the evening stream is much less than the morning stream. Board up is World Travel Part 2 U.S.A Normal by Lipatio with 63 plays and a score of 17. I guess I played Part 1 in the past. That's, from my impression, that's truly. What's the name of that one? Feel free to submit that too. What would make this more tolerable is if there was a loading bar. Gonna be one of those longer stages too. Mega Man vs. YouTube 2 is in development, YouTube. Versus Twitch maybe in the future. Hard at 5, no. Damage Games doesn't have enough time for any future titles. 4 is the last one. Yeah, it is on the list, Pix-El. Thanks for the advance warning, Gustas. Red, white, and blue. You missed a dot at the end of the A. I think the first level in the World Travel series was Brazil. Are we entering a supermarket now? I think we are. Or a high-rise. Yep, we're at the high-rises. Pretty fast way of getting up there. I kinda wish we spent more time climbing up the ladder and had some enemies to have to face. Probably climbing up a building under construction. And I like this idea. So now we fly up the tower. I expected as much. Thanks to all your dashing abilities. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Central Park. True, Philip. Working well within the limitations of the engine. Mega Man 1 upgraded. Okay. I'll note that down. Let me finish the stage and I'll note it down. Just need to wait for that to come back, so... Are we traveling across one of the Great Lakes? Well, I thought I wasn't that tall. Hey, it's not as bad as the push blocks against them. Stranger stuff has happened there. Apparently those blocks make me... Apparently standing on top of them makes me too tall. Suddenly we transition over to an icy area. True. That's why I say a sudden transition. Now we're in Hollywood. I guess we're in the mountains. You know, when I was thinking of Hollywood, I would have thought we'd have the background from Top Man's stage, as I can think of them as being shutters. Anyways, now we're in a car chase sequence. And all the cameras and lighting everywhere. Tree 5. Okay, there's the lights and camera. Depends on the challenge. If waiting is the main challenge where you get assaulted by a bunch of enemies, I'm okay. But if there's nothing you can do there, or it's just plain old waiting, I don't usually like them. Is if the waiting makes you do something and is part of a challenge, I'm okay with. My bad. But of course, too much waiting is also bad. I guess we're in the studio now. Or 2. Or 42. Oh, I can't go up there then. Perhaps Lee. Or Flashman, because because of the photo flashes. Camera flashes. Nah, a different studio. The city is completely different. This is destroying all the lighting fixtures. So we did need to go out there. Don't know, Pix-El. That question's been posed for the last few months. Probably Halloween, if not Thanksgiving. So we need to go through all of them, then. All 3 doors. So each of these are different movie sets. That was outside, this is the horror movie set. In that case, I think Turbo Man would be a better fit, but he's not part of the game yet. Well, that was a derp on my part. I didn't realize the crash lift wires went inside there. I don't know, YouTube. Most horror movies don't interest me. There's Shade Man, as essentially the vampire boss. Shade Man, aren't you gonna swoop? Yes, you didn't want to swoop. That was easy. I guess he wasn't ready for his appearance. We didn't even need to use the Yoga block here. Easiest section out of all of them now. I'm just waiting to see what the big feature of 1.6 is going to be. Last time was multiple bosses. I'm really hoping it's going to be, for example, Fortress bosses. Now for the nighttime chase sequence, or we got out of here. Oh, we're out of here. Time to visit the casino in Las Vegas. Now I know why this stage is so long, or it took so long to load up. We're visiting several major landmarks. You probably should have split the stage into multiple parts then. And... Loy? I think you meant to say enjoy there, not enloy. The J is flipped backwards. Yeah, I see that ladder up there, but I think I need to go down here first. This section with Proto Man is a lot easier. The last horror fiction I read was an existential horror story. But that's something for another day. I guess I made it to the end. I thought there'd be more here. I guess going up the ladder is for an optional goodie. This was a decent level. I liked exploring the landmarks. I wouldn't mind a part 2 of this stage, considering the number of landmarks in the country. No, I disagree. I would say that the earlier Silent Hills, Fatal Frame are scarier. Fifth up is Unbrella Man by Heatman version 2 with 24 plays and a score of 8. Yeah, I did, Jaden. I was a bit busy with the gameplay. Basically, practice with some simpler stuff like fruits, for example. Use references and work your way upwards. Don't start with major characters first. I will Gustas. Yours is 8 up in the queue. So I can play with base without anything. I want to play as Mega Man. For the most part, I found Luigi's Mansion to be more of a comedy horror. More on the comedy more than anything else. I mean, from the very start it parodies Ghostbusters with the vacuum cleaner. Devs are busy, Mondream. Probably for the big secret, a big reveal. Whenever that may be. I don't plan on covering... See, outside of Metroid, and maybe The Legend of Zelda, and some very particular Mario fan games, I won't really cover Nintendo fan games. You know how aggressive Nintendo has been with DMCA fan games. So unless they're extra special, I won't cover them. That's one of the reasons why I covered Mariovania, because it's one of the only Mario Metroid. It's one of the only Mario themed Igavanias out there. Hi, Bubbles. Oh boy. Let me rush it. I'm gonna have to use rush here. Well, I don't, but I'm not too keen on risking it. Plus, I don't have the advantage of slide jumping. Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth. Is that a strategy RPG? Oh, is that a tactical RPG or a classic RPG? Unbrella. Time for a strong range, so no turning back. Well, that was a short strong range section. I was expecting something far worse. In terms of difficulty, not quality. You could have put a secret to the right. Turn-based JRPG, got it. Of course it'd be him. Fairly standard level. So far, the 5 levels hasn't posed that much of a challenge, which I'm thankful for. See what happened last week. 6th up is Striker Base X by Dommy, with 58 plays and a score of 18. I gotta say, on a related note, Jedok, the Mega Man franchise is very conducive to OCs, especially Roadmasters, Mavericks, etc, etc. Especially in the Classic and X series, there's so much flexibility of what Roadmaster you can make. One of the advantages of having more cartoony series. How did it go, Jaden? I guess they wanted to play it simple, but they really should have added them as DLC, or unlockable characters. It seems like a missed opportunity for me because they did the same for Mega Man 10, and 9 in the case of Proto Man. But going back to the topic of Mega Man, yeah, they work because essentially if you have an RM, for example, they could potentially act like a boss in a future Mega Man game or fan game. See, for example, several Mega Man games where they implemented the Roadmasters as the official RMs, like Mega Man 6. And that's good to hear, Zen. I don't mind easier stages as long as they're balanced. Fun is kind of a... The reason why I say fun is not really that descriptive, as that's very subjective, but balanced, that's more conducive or explanatory. Because to me, to understand if a game is fun, depending on the person saying it, I need to know their interests first. Yeah, it is a bit too short. It should have been at least a minute longer, perhaps double the length. That's the thing is holding it back, because it was going somewhere. It could have still been easy, but it ended too soon. That's why I'm a bit hesitant to not upvote it. Thanks for clarifying, Jaden. So it's only natural to add in OC Roadmasters for fan games. Seventh up is Arms Factory Tree Heisting the Arms Harbor by Heavy Elite with 12 plays and a score of 1. Indeed, Philip, Although there's a bit of flexibility as to the level of challenges, depending on how much non-linearity the game has. I got the levels mixed up. Gustas, you're right next. Right after this stage, you're up. So be prepared. They don't have the time and energy to add in all OC Road Masters, or many OC Masters. That's why. They barely have the time to add in all the Cannon Road Masters, for example. This will never be... Considering Bomb-type Roadmasters are one of the more popular variations, he will not be the last one. Wait, what? Is that true, Jaden? If so, that's amazing. That's an amazing connection. Commander Man. That's a name. What I would like to see is more RMs. What I'd like to see is more RMs from uncommon teams. See, for example, Soundman from Dr. Wise's Final Attack. Or even more esoteric subject matters. I already got your level, Pelinman. Remember, before you ask, make sure to check the level queue. If it's not on the level queue currently, feel free to remind me. A bit harder than Arms Factory 2, but so far it's fine. I felt that Arms Factory 2 was a bit too easy. At least for my taste. Yeah, Glassman and Nailman would be an example of less common RM teams. Whereas Chill Penguin and Magma Dragoon, they're more common teams, because they're the ice stage, they're the obligatory ice and fire stages of their respective games. Mega Man Killers follow a different system because... For one, their stages have more variety. That's why I don't hold them to the same standards. The lag killed me. See, for example, Mega Man 3, which decided to use the selections of RMs quite differently, especially in comparison with 1 and 2, which had more tried and true designs. Same place. I don't know, YouTube. In the future. Bondman and Glueman follow the design of adhesives, so less common patterns, so that's why I like them. Welcome to the stream, Luno. Glad you can make it. But in any case, so to summarize what I'm saying, I'd just like to see more RM designs or more RM teams other than the usual fire, ice, water, electricity, and earth. Give me more stuff like Soundman, Glassman, Topman, Nailman, etc. Crashman underwater, and with all those allies. Not too bad with Proto Man's superior firepower. If this was Mega Man though, I could see the problem. Really, it's gonna be rather hard to dodge everything and do it damageless. Because they're bomb-type RMs. I would say that Grenade Man is the most obsessed one, though. And Drill Man is more of a driller, in addition to bombs. Charade Man was definitely one of the more rare types, and they pulled off the team quite well. In fact, I'd say a lot of the more uncommon teams for Rock Force, Charade Man, Crypt Man, they did a good job. Even Shock Man, even though it's an electric type stage, it combined the water type gimmicks as well. 8 up is The Legend of the Great Orb by Gustas, with 31 plays and a score of 10. Now, I don't mind playing through the more popular teams, I just want to see more variety, that's all. We have a Dragon Man, so I'd like to see that design too, Jaden. Funny you say that, Jedok. If you read the Rockman 6 manga, Centaur Man was actually a Centaur woman. And she was majorly ticked off at Mega Man for killing her lover, or destroying her lover, Nightman. No, in the Rockman 6 manga, Centaur Man was Centaur Woman. I see, Jedok. True, but make it so that if you shoot it while you're in the water yourself, you take damage. That'd be a nice environmental interaction, because usually if you use an electric weapon underwater in Mega Man, it doesn't electrocute the water. But I guess it's so you don't accidentally hurt yourself repeatedly. Pump Man is also a stage that, although it's a water stage, it uses a less common team, at sewer level. They do, as long as their chips aren't destroyed. Their brain chips, essentially. Because with Reploids, what ends up happening is that essentially their brain chips or soul chips are destroyed. Because they get infected by the Maverick virus or whatever. And when they're revived by Sigma or whoever, they don't have that. They're just mindless zombies, essentially. Yeah, this is looking to be a Metroidvania level. It is, but it's one of the shorter ones. So far, at least. Many Metroidvania levels started linear. Even the original Metroid for the NES, it started out rather linear. Metroid 2 was even more linear, I'd say, outside of a certain point. But I never really played Metroid 2. I only saw some footage and the final boss battle, that's all. That's why I'm gonna be doing a live blind let's play of it in the future, in November. Super Metroid, out of the base 4 games, well, out of the 2D series, I say that Super Metroid is the most non-linear one, and it expands out the fastest. Even it had a linear start with the space station and whatnot, acting like a tutorial hub before you landed on Criteria. Never played that one. I will play Super Metroid in the future, next year. Or December, we'll see. I never fully completed it, so it's gonna be semi-blind. My plan is to play Metroid 1, 2, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, then Metroid Zero Mission, then AM2R, then finally Hyper Metroid. I don't know if I'll be able to do it 100%, but we'll see. I don't think there's a counter of the percentage of how much I complete the game. And knowing my luck, unless I want to use the scanner visor everywhere, I probably will miss out on some of the missile and life upgrades. I'll get all the major upgrades, sure, but I'll probably miss out on some of the energy capacity upgrades and missile tanks. I will get the charge beam. I'll try getting all the beam types. Not a mini Metroid marathon because I'm only going to be playing one Metroid game per month, at least so far. I'm doing it because it's quite embarrassing that I love Metroidvanias, but I never fully completed the games that inspired Metroidvanias. I know. I guess they're not popular enough. Not to mention FEX. You usually have to use a scanner visor, pay attention to the environment, shoot everything, or just use a guide, Mon Dream. But because of that, I'll probably overlook some canopies and hidden nooks and crannies, and thus miss some of the minor upgrades like life tanks and missile capacity upgrades. But to be fair, Super Metroid isn't really that difficult. It focuses more on exploration and difficulty. You get plenty of ammo in those games, so I probably won't need to use rewinds. I remember this, there was a gate earlier in the stage I'll have to backtrack to. Super Metroid is definitely more balanced than Metroid 1 and 2, so I'm not too worried. Save states, probably, but that depends on a bunch of factors. I will have to use save states when I end off the stream, for example. Oh, don't worry, I'll have rewinds on, as well as some backup save states, but we'll see. Oh, wait a minute, this takes me back to the beginning of the stage. That's neat. I like when stages loop around like this. And compared with Metroid 1 and 2, the ammo balancing is also much better. As in, enemies more consistently drop pickups when they need to. That's fine, Jaden. I'm just happy it inspired the whole Metroidvania genre. In fact, there's an indie fantasy Metroidvania game which I will be LPing live on the channel, hopefully, sometime in the future. That's true, Philip. It's one of the more linear Metroid experiences for sure. I kinda wish there was less hand-holdy. Although, it isn't as linear as some of the other games in the future. Metroid Other M, for example. And there are more than a few places where you could sequence break, compared to Metroid 2. No, something else. And Dust Elysian Tale, that's a Metroidvania? I thought that was a hack and slash game. Man-made space station to be exact. Yes, I'll have to use an E-Tank here. And in fact... not good. He's immune against the Buster, so... oh no, no E-Tanks. This is gonna be a... yeah, I'm dead. That's why this pickup was here. How many tank will I reset this? $18 hits exactly. And yet still, there is stuff hidden behind walls, Philip. They just got more creative of hiding stuff. And the map system is better than Super Metroid. Exactly, Jaden. Although it's a spectrum, it's not really a binary. Some focus more on exploration, some more on action. Where would Hollow Knight fall under this? Yeah, Igavanias. Of course, Igavanias are a more specific brand of ARPGs. Or action RPGs. Because action RPGs actually have two lineages, one of which is the Diablo-like games, and the other ones is stuff like Secret of Mana. Or any action games with RPG elements. And here's the end. This wasn't really that much of a Metroidvania level, it was more like a level with Metroidvania elements, and I like how the level looped back on itself to reduce the amount of backtracking. Alright, I'll be right back in a moment. This was an okay level. Alright, I'm back. When I say ARPG... See, when I say ARPGs, I'm talking about stuff like Secret of Mana. I would think Dawn of Mana, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. Super Mario RPG is not an ARPG, it's a JRPG. Or a turn-based RPG. I already covered this level by you, Pix-El, in the past, so I'll skip over it. Remember, if I already covered one of your levels in the past, I won't recover it. Now, if it's an old level by yours which I didn't cover, then it's fine, then submit it. But if I already did it, please don't resubmit it. Ninth up is Fortaleza Do Pelinman Part 4. Let me phrase it. Ninth up is Fortaleza Do Pelinman Parte 4 by Pelinman, with 5 plays and a score of 2. Yes. Super Mario RPG branched off into two different franchises, one of which was the Paper Mario games, the other one of which was Mario and Luigi. RIP Alpha Dream. I don't know off the top of my head, but you can check by checking out the level history. Just search for that level ID. Because they have two very different sets of ideas. The Mario and Luigi series is much more action-based than the Paper Mario games. For one, you can dodge pretty much every set of attacks if you're good enough. Whereas in Paper Mario, that's impossible. Unless you're playing Super Paper Mario. Pelinman's Fortress Part 4, okay, I see. A bit strange to start with the battle, but it works, I guess. Sure, Pix-El. Check out the level history to make sure I haven't covered it already. Oh, this is gonna take a short while. Okay, not as long as I expected. I don't want to have to refight Magnet Man. As for JRPG series, I've heard that the Trails in the Sky series are very lauded and rather detailed. If I had the time, I'd livestream them. But they're 100+ hour RPG series, so that's why I avoid them. I'm already busy enough with the amount of fan games and games that I have to play. I was referring more to the Paper Mario... excuse me. Pardon me. What I was more referring to are the successor series to Super Mario RPG, of which there are two of them. Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi. The other ones are just unrelated sub-series. I didn't play Tree Houses, I just watched several live streams and Let's Plays of it. I don't own a Switch after all. Seriously, no checkpoint? That's not good design. You should have put a checkpoint before that boss battle. And it's not like it's a short distance to the next boss battle. In that case, it'd be fine. Well, at least his weakness makes him a kind of a pushover. Or check one after this one, either will do. If I haven't covered it, then check it out, then submit it to me, Pix-El. And you don't need to check the whole list, just Ctrl F and enter in the level ID. Again, the synchronization of this, I don't like this kind of waiting. Because nothing is happening, barely any challenge, and it's the same one over and over, no progression whatsoever. Thank you, Pix-El. I think I know what his weakness is now. Pops his bubbles. Okay, here's the checkpoint. I was worried there wasn't going to be a checkpoint here, but there really should have been one after Magnet Man, especially if you decided to do a Buster only. Let's see if the checkpoint placements are consistent. Let's see what's up this ladder first. That's alright, Pix-El. That's why you should read the description. It does seem to be open-ended. I just need to find a second key. Considering the door is one way, it must be here. Thanks for your information, Gustas. Just bum rush it. It's a lot safer and faster. Maybe not a lot safer, but definitely faster. If it's going to be a boss rush level, please don't make it longer than 5 to 10 minutes unless you make major changes to each of the boss arenas. And you're right, Philip. I wanted to point it out at the end, but I'll say right now, there are a lot of visual swaps. Not very congruent ones either. We're almost at the end, I guess. That's it. That ended a bit anticlimactically. There was no climax. Honestly, I'm not gonna downvote this stage, but it was subpar to me. Didn't really have a central gimmick or idea, and there was the issue with the checkpoints. Tenth up is The Roadmaster Military Conflict 19XX Colorized by LunuLeaf, with 17 plays and a score of 4. You're welcome, Pelinman. If I don't get that many level submissions, I'll end off the stream a bit early. Like, I'll finish it in about... if I'll only run the stream for 2 hours. It is a meme title, but let's see the quality. YouTube, hello. And hello, the single watcher on Twitch. Glad you could make it. So far, it looks pretty good in terms of aesthetics. Enemy placements are fair. Nice introduction to the oil fires and other enemies. As well as this enemy in a safe environment because it won't normally hit you. Unless you get out of here. It also pushes you to move forward quickly. It's so far one of the better levels of the stream. Nice transition outwards. And remember, Jaden, please remember to send me the link to that fan game, the Mega Man X Battle Arena Mugen fan game. Yep, tanks and mechanization in the ground. Makes sense as this is a conflict. Thank you. Because I am interested in that game, so I want to cover it. Even if it's just a below par fan game, I don't mind it. I covered Blue Boy after all. And you all know how that went. Thought I could make it. I guess I died just before the checkpoint. Unfortunate. Now if the checkpoint's right past that screen, I won't complain of checkpoint placement. That makes sense, then it was my fault, not LunuLeaf's. If you fall down at the wrong time, you're basically gonna die. Napalm Man fits perfectly here as a boss. Wait, is there something down over there? To the right of the spikes? I'll assume no. I didn't get hit by the lasers, I got hit by the spike. That's embarrassing. This time, the laser. This time, I'll just try waiting. Definitely, it has a more naturalistic feel. After 2 failures, I made it to the underground. Is the level going to start to become more mechanized to fit the theme of war? Couldn't you just search... Didn't you search the document? I'll search it out after I complete this stage. Give me a moment, please. Can you resubmit the level ID, which I need to search out for just to be sure? I removed the earlier level ID from my list, but we'll see. I guess this is the end of the stage. Gotcha, I'll look for it. I'm forced to use this, by the way. Right now, this is not going that well. I'll check it out, let me just finish this stage. You do get full refills, so I'm okay with it. I guess his real weakness is this weapon, but I don't use Flame Blast. No, it's not actually his weakness. That would be a nice dichotomy. Try using his weakness, but be careful not to basically ignite the ground. Really? Oh, okay. At least this works as a secondary weakness. 2 damage per hit. Good thing I picked up the sea tank. It's over. I understand the feeling, Diego, but the problem is if you make the checkpoint placement too sparse, you may end up making the stage too difficult or too frustrating. It won't lead you to the video, but it will give you the name of the episode, or at least the episode number. So let me look at... I could show you using Discord, but you need to join my server first. Okay, I played your level Hot Air Skyway in episode 349. You're currently my favorite level of the episode. Welcome to the stream, game idea guy. Leveled up is Darkness Crypt Mega Man by D-Man with 28 plays and a score of 3. Well, looks like this is gonna be one of those longer levels. It's only 57 screens long and it's taking so long. Okay, at last. Hey, at least the game didn't crash. Google Translate's doing a pretty good job. I remember just 5 years ago where it was a lot more consistent. It had more wacky translations. I guess that the one on the top is showcases what I'm supposed to be doing. I'll just go down the next sand pit instead. Yep, I think this is the way to go. For a moment there, I was worried there were spikes hidden in the sand. Hi Buster, welcome to stream. Well, what happened? I'll just ignore it. Oh, goody. Gonna have to do it slowly. Of course. I was probably next to checkpoint, but it wasn't there, so I'm gonna have to do it slowly again. The issue with this stage so far I see is that there's a bit too much waiting. It's not really the slow-paced feel which irks me. It's more the amount of waiting. And it's not like it's player-controlled waiting where if you wait you get an easier version, you're forced to regardless of your level of skill. The other problem is the stage is not actually running in real time either. If I can't make it to the right, I'm just going down there. Okay, just for some extra goodies. Nothing more. Ah, behold, the first checkpoint. Slow sandhill. But without the ability to toggle it on and off, Diego. You're welcome, Pix-El. I gotta say, the first part of the stage feels like the worst part. Now it already feels much better. Thanks, Jaden. Either send it to me via Discord or in the comments section. No, Pix-El, you haven't missed your level. It hasn't even been covered yet, and thanks, fumbling controls. Your level is right after this one. Remember, take a look at the level queue to see if your level's been covered or not. Gee, I wonder what's to the left. Just an extra life, not really handy for me. What does this lead to? That would've been scary if it ran out. I can't really see you, Skullman. I can just see your arm. Now if this was Pharaohman, this would work better because he'd jump around more. And I doubt I have his weakness, it's probably the atomic fire. Now where could he be? Skullman? Oh, there you are. This marks the end of the stage. Phew, this felt slower than it should have been. Too much sand and stage lag. Honestly, D-Man's later stage, Dockwave version 2, that was much superior. 12th up is Dark Kingdom by Pix-El, with 8 plays and a score of 0. You're up, Pix-El. Pinstripe from Crash Bandicoot, Jedok? I'd rather save it for tonight, Gustas, but we'll see. Oh, I think I was supposed to use something else. Of course, this. I wish there was a better indicator for that, please. So I knew I was supposed to use it. Or Charge Kick, actually. Please give me advance warning that's coming up, like a sign. I'm really thankful for all the refills, but you get what I'm saying. Silence is my answer to this level. It felt unfinished, like this is 1/3 of the actual stage. It didn't really feel like it went anywhere, it's just exists. I don't mind short levels, but this didn't really live up to its potential. Thirteenth up is Bubbly Man Once Overpowered by Turbo Cool, with 24 plays and a score of -4. I'm not sure if I'll be able to complete the stage, but I will showcase it. There's a reason why. It's one of these stages where first you have to get to the boss, but there's no indication whether you're going to the right route. So that's why I'll exit this and download it. Please, if you're gonna have one of these stages, make sure to have indications where you're supposed to. I mean, the actual thing that makes this level stand out, it's in the later part. Why bother having this annoying part? This is frankly troll level stuff and low level trolling. Agreed, but that doesn't really help when there are several rooms that are identical with each other. Because then I can't tell which ones... Okay, what I was supposed to do is... get up here somehow. But anyways, let's actually face off against the boss, which this stage should have focused on instead. Instead of having this maze at the beginning. Anyways, here's what this stage is actually memorable for. The boss battle. You know, if this stage just focused on the boss battle, it'd be, I guess, okay. As an idea. But because of the introductory room, yeah, this gets a thumbs down for me. Because there have been some maze stages in the past, teleporter mazes, which have been more interesting, because they have more variation of the challenges and more distinct environments. Or you can actually get the password early in the stage. This just wastes your time, as Buster said. So it gets my seal of disapproval. Hi, Gogolus. There are no more levels on my queue, so I'll cover a few levels on the most popular queue, and if I don't get any more levels by 15 minutes, I'll end off the stream. Oh, congratulations, Lipatio. 14th up is Waterman Underwater Palace by Cool C 2019 with 32 plays and a score of 10. Yeah, I forget. Yeah, I didn't answer it, so let me put it this way. I'll start covering the Mega Man World games by... at the start of November, probably the first week. I'll start off with Mega Man World 1 and go all the way up to Mega Man World 5. After that, Mega Man Extreme 1 and 2. Because tomorrow I want to cover the rest of the 2 other fan games plus Heart of Tree, the next week certain ROM hacks, and then I'll do Mega Man World. Wasn't Bubbly Man originally going to be called Waterman? But they changed the name because it was too generic? Oh, that short. At first, with Bubble Man, I thought the stage would go longer. I was worried it was gonna end early, but then it ended early here. This should have been at least twice as long. A common problem with many of these most popular Q levels. 14 up is Botanica Mecanica by GDQH with 46 plays and a score of 16. Indeed, an abrupt end. Creative name, but let's see how creative the stage is itself. Aesthetic-wise, it was nice. That last hit was my fault. That's what I was worried was gonna happen. I swear, if there's a secret down over there... Well, let's check it out, actually. Nope. Why was that placed there, though? It really draws your attention to it and makes you think there would be something. I'm gonna assume there's nothing down there either. Send it in goose dust and I'll cover it. Background's distracting. Although that's more of my fault than the game's fault. Those missiles are the most annoying part. I should just use the Power Stone more. They deal with the missiles the most handily. And the Sparkman platforms because they can crush me. Good thing the checkpoints are placed closer to each other. Part of the stage where we're forced to use this. But first... As I said, I'll be covering 3 games during Halloween, several Halloween-themed Mega Man Maker levels, Super Ghosts and Goblins, and Skullman Kills. I will say that this stage is actually going somewhere, and it's not just a pushover, which I'm thankful. The thing I still get surprised by are those enemies. That's why I'll say that this stage has more generous checkpoint placement. See, that's the biggest problem I have with the stage. Not really the level design itself, but its choice of background and foreground aesthetics, because it can be a bit confusing. I would also like some better conveyance on the part of the pop-up attackers. No thanks, Jedok. I had my fill of existential horror this week. One of the better stages in the most popular queue, though could use some work with the backgrounds to make them more distinct from the foreground. Gustas, did you submit your stage? If you don't submit it within the next 10 minutes, I'll end off the stream, and it'll be covered during tonight's stream. $15 up is Black Hole Man Destroys the Universe by MMMalex with 20 plays and a score of 7. It's alright if you can't complete it in time. You can then save it for tonight's stream. Almost destroys the universe. Those big fish enemies are immune. Should have known. Yeah, I remember you from last week, Fabian. So just more of a power fantasy level. Not really that much of a creative one or that power fantasy. There should have been more places where you could tear through enemies. Corner tends to be a better one, so I'll say that for later. 16th up is Mega Man Rock World Music Man by Hardy V2 with 62 plays and a score of 18. Thank you, Gustas. I'll do this stage, then your stage, then I'll end off the stream. I'll save your stage for the next stream, Gokulis. Sorry about that. If I'm gonna run 2 Mega Man Maker streams on a single day, the first one will be only 2 hours, or 2-ish hours. Second one, 1 hour to 90 minutes. If only we had custom enemies and especially custom graphics and music. Will this stage have a climax? Where everything comes together? Many stages fail to have it, as evidenced by most stages I showcased during this episode. This is looking to have a climax, because all the gimmicks like springs, fans, and the enemies are being combined together. I guess this was the climax, though it makes the stage a bit short. Yeah, go ahead, Buster. You know, for a shorter, more casual stage, it actually showcased a better level design than many stages in this episode. It just needs some expansion. And some music replacements. We already sort of have telefragging Yoku blocks. I would like damage spikes, to be fair, non-instant net spikes, which instead deal 7 damage to the player. '17th up is Boss Rush. So the 17th and final level of the stream is Boss Rush of Past Levels by Gustas, with 0 plays and a score of 0. It was just recently uploaded, as in a few minutes ago. Now, if it's just going to be a plain old boss rush with minor deviations, little to no deviations, I will use the level editor. 2 out of 5, then the boss. So this is one of the shorter boss rush levels, and every arena is a bit different. To be fair, his stage is more of a construction stage. He's classified as being an Earth-type Roadmaster, but to be honest, you're right. I have different favorites depending on which game. Almost there. I'll play fair and not use the checkpoint. Just to see how long I can survive this for. Well, of course it beat this weapon. That was lucky. Empty room, nothing there. Could have at least put an E-tank or something, or just put this room next to it. No need to put extra rooms if there's no reason to put them there. There isn't even a story purpose. Just need to wait for him to come down. An easy finish. You know, for a boss rush level, the ending was easier than the second or third boss. They really should be rearranged. If anything, the Grenade Man boss or the one before it would be a better final boss. So overall, out of the 17 levels I covered during the stream, my favorite level would definitely be LunuLeaf's level, with an honorable mention going to Arms Factory Tree by Heavy Elite. The next stream will run at about 8 PM PDT for about 1 hour or 90 minutes. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. See you tonight or tomorrow. Toodles!